They must not know we ain't just in it for the clicks. We in it for the wins, too. We want all of it. You feel me? That's just how we move around these parts. Whenever you hear that MVP chant, you already know what's the deal. It's the most valuable podcast in the world. Yeah. It's the Hitmen podcast, live in full effect. Got my dogs in here with me. Got KD and MG in here. What's the word, big brothers? How y'all feeling, man? How it go?
Man.
Good,
What it do? What
man.
it do, big dog? MG, what it do?
What up, though, bruh?
What up, dog? What up, dog?
Nothing. You already know how we do.
Man,
I feel a little bit of tension on his shoulders about this day.
I've been watching football all day long. I'm out in Vegas right now covering WNBA. Shout out to the ladies. Um, KD,
Shout out to the dub.
you out in the Triple D.
Yes, sir.
MG, you at the
Better
crib.
than Dallas on mine.
Now, do y'all beef at all? Is there a beef over like who the real D-town? Either Detroit or Dallas, or it's all love? It's all good.
Hey man, we
No,
don't
because
be,
our
we
locals are
don't.
better.
Our teams are our
That
teams
wasn't
are
even
better.
intentional.
Hey, man, we got the old English. We got the old English joint. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got a old English baseball joint. You must ain't seen.
They ain't do y'all no service with no favors with that big block your merch, bruh.
Hey man, if you're not from Dallas, you wouldn't understand.
It's the same here. It's all love,
No,
though.
How was the
but
weekend for
it's all
y'all? How was the
love,
weekend
man.
for y'all?
Eventful,
To say the least.
eventful. from foot from football to life to uh trying to get set up for this.
Yeah, I had to
it
drop
was
the care package
it was
off.
a go.
I had to drop the care package off for my dog. He said before we got on the show, he's like, man, you dropped off the heavy artillery over here, man. KD finna get his care
Hey,
package
bruh.
real soon, bro.
Oh, I'm standing by the bus stop waiting on the mailman. You hear me?
Before we get off into the show, and we do got a great show for y'all today, we want to remind y'all we everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Just hit us up, type in Hitman Podcast, and get this heat rock straight to your vein. You feel me? Check us out on the mailbag, the Hitman Podcast at gmail.com. Can't forever forget about the socials at Hitman Podcast, at Labeled and Known, at Virtuoso Sports on Twitter. KD, one more time for the folk. Where they find you at, bro?
At KD_Robinson on Twitter. Uncle Don Uncle_Don_son on Instagram. I let your boy, man.
Before we get off into it, man, y'all heard the writer's strike ended yesterday, Sunday. We taping this Monday night right after the Monday Night Football doubleheader. So that means primetime shows is going to be back in effect. I'm having some winning time withdrawals, though. I still can't believe that they they took my show off the air, that whack-ass epilogue they did, like, that Where Are They Now? Like, yeah, Magic Johnson went on to win 2 more championships, caught HIV, became a millionaire. Like, just left it like
Man.
that. Like, damn, we ain't get Isaiah, we ain't get Jordan, nothing. But I'm sure
So
we got
so
some.
if you got to pick if you get to pick one moment, if you get to pick one more season of winning time, but you get one moment, what's the moment you're gonna put in there?
Like 91.
Mm.
91. For sure. Without a
Not
doubt.
not the bird and magic battle.
Nah. That's played. No
I
offense.
got you.
No offense.
I got you.
That's played.
Understood.
We done with that.
Understood.
We done with that. We got that in college. We got that a couple times throughout the show. I want 91. You feel me? I want Black Cat. And then not for nothing, like they kind of left me thirsty. We didn't even talk about it. The Air movie. They had Michael Jordan, or what they thought was Michael Jordan. He had 2-3 lines in the movie. You never saw his face, right? And maybe
Absolutely.
that's me having Last Dance withdrawals too. But like, yeah, bro, the writer's strike over with, so we finna get some primetime shows back in effect. Snowfall out the way. You know, Tommy, I think they midway through the season. I don't really know what else y'all into.
They only 4 episodes in.
4.
Have
Okay.
y'all saw the 4 episodes? Like y'all in on them?
I actually ran into one of the
Yeah.
dudes that's on the show. He was running
Oh, okay.
security out in Wrigleyville. He ain't got no eyebrows. He got a shaved head on the show. I'm like, yo, ass was on Tommy last night. I said, look what black people do. Look what we call shows. It ain't even called that. It's called Power. Power
Bro, it's
Book
called
4
Power.
first.
This man said you was on Tommy.
Yeah, when you watch Empire, what you say? You
About,
seen Cookie and Lucius last night? You watch Snowfall. You seen Franklin going crazy? You seen Uncle Jerome
Bro,
on there?
Franklin
hey,
Saint. I'm having withdrawal from that.
Well, something else I wanted to
they've
rap
been
with y'all
good though,
about.
man.
With college football kind of in full swing right now. Everybody's still on prime time. I was thinking back just through like the dynasties that we was able to kind of see coming up, and I wanted to ask y'all just the comparison. Which one do you think is the best? I guess in our lifetime, like my college football knowledge is limited, but I remember the wave that the U Part 2 came in. Not the original U, but like Clint
The
Portis,
Ed
Willis
Reed part,
McGahee,
yeah,
Ken
yeah, yeah.
Dorsey. You know what I'm saying? Like Jonathan Vilma, Sean Taylor, rest in peace. I remember what that did for me in high school and elementary school. I remember seeing USC, right? Matt Leinart, Reggie,
Reggie Bush,
you know what I'm saying? Mike
Lindell.
Williams,
Yeah.
Dwayne
That's why I was
Jarrett.
studying.
You feel me? I
Troy
remember what
Polamalu was on that
And
squad,
Carson
wasn't he?
Palmer before them.
Troy Polamalu, Carson Palmer was the Heisman winner, right? And then you get
Yeah,
off into the new wave. It was like Florida had like, I don't want to call them a dynasty. They got what, 2 championships out of that, 2 or 3?
I think so.
And then Alabama kind of got the resurgence. LSU got a couple in the middle of that. Florida State had got one. Auburn
Dog,
had got one. You know what I'm
being
saying?
that I'm a Texas guy, man, I don't have a dynasty per se,
That Vince
but
Young, though, that's
like
forever, though.
that exactly, bro. That's the
Yeah.
exact run I was about to talk about. That Vince Young run was crazy. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And getting to see that and being from Texas, playing Texas high school football, bro, like that was the pinnacle to me because he looked like me. You know what I mean?
Word. In the midst of where and nobody else was looking like him. But
Right.
for me, I
Absolutely.
think it's hard to argue with the U because the U was more like for culture too. It wasn't just about like USC was more like Hollywood. You kind of had to be from the West Coast to tap into that. But like for me, it was like the U. And I honestly I was a Florida State supporter growing up. But watching the U just how they would just reload and go from not Larry Coker. Who was before Larry Coker? Dennis Erickson was before Larry Coker. Then Larry Coker came in and they just like rolled away. Kellen Winslow, Jeremy Shockey, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne.
That was tight end university.
Are we
bro.
allowed to say buddy name from 80? Are we allowed to say 87 name?
Oh, Miami, who's that?
I mean, he was 81, and I mean 81. Are we allowed to say
I
his
already
name?
said it. Y'all remember the rant he had,
Okay.
the post game conference he said, the post game press conference he had about being a soldier.
About being a soldier? Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew bro was thrown off then.
Yeah. BCS. That's when they had the
Hey,
BCS
and
back in the
can't
day.
forget the legendary, my main man G Reg.
Oh yeah.
I already know what type of time it is. With
Yeah.
G-Reg.
He in the booth now, calling the Big Fox show. You feel me?
Yeah.
Can't forget
Bro, let's
Ohio
think about
State
that,
honorable
buddy.
mention. They had
Jeremy Shockey to
tight end you.
you had Kellen Winslow,
Kellen Winslow,
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Who Jimmy Graham
My
played
goodness, dog.
basketball.
Now that you mention it, dog, they were deep at tight end,
Always.
Bro,
Hell yeah.
like
That used to be where you went for first round tight ends.
yeah, they was churning them out right along with linebackers and DBs.
Dogs all across the board, right?
You can't forget Devin Hester, bro. You can't forget.
Oh,
Devin
never.
Hester.
Hall of Fame for life. Speaking of dogs, man, let's get off into it. Week 3 of the NFL season. Where y'all want to start? I've been watching football all day and all night. I'm tired of it, but we can go wherever y'all want to go.
I'm gonna let MG have this one. I went on a run last week, so I'm gonna let MG take this one.
I mean, I kind of want to start off with y'all. We talked about last week how much I hate Russell Wilson, so I kind of want to start off with this Broncos game.
Dog.
All right, let's hit it.
Wow.
Or should I say the Dolphins game? The Broncos game.
While
Was
I'm
they
sitting
able to
here talking, Tyreek Hill just scored another fucking touchdown on y'all. For real.
For Mike White this time instead of Tua.
Did you at least pinch the bitch?
You feel me? 70 points. 70 points. Raheem Mostert had an Al Bundy. Devon Akane. I think did he have 4 as well?
Bro, listen, getting beat by
can't remember the
50 in the
touchdown total for him. I know
NFL is
he had-
unheard of.
What? 18 for 218 or something
That's
like that.
ridiculous, bro. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to look at my
And
bar. I
Sean,
gotta
and
make
Sean
sure that
Payton
I'm
coming
saying
back
it
in,
right.
debuting as his coach. He was 15 years, played for coached New Orleans, had a Super Bowl ring out there. This is something that he's never had to really deal with. Not just getting blown out. That was garbage. That was terrible on national TV, bro. And
That
then
chain was 18 for 203 with 2 tutties.
and Mostert had the Al Bundy, right?
Uh,
4 touchdowns.
He had 3. He had
He had 3.
13
Okay, I
for
thought he had a bunch.
82 with 3 touchdowns. That's ridiculous. You get 5 touchdowns out of the backfield.
well, if you add in the 2 receiving from McCain, I mean,
Cheetah had the first one, the 56-yarder out the gate, out the first drive of the game.
yeah. See, Kane did have Al Bundy. He just had 2 rushing, 2 receiving.
That's
Like,
crazy. Bro, like, what do you say to your team before getting on the plane after getting your ass kicked by 50 points in the NFL?
you don't get on the plane.
Bro,
At least half the team can't get on the plane. They going home.
John Elway sitting at the tarmac waiting on their ass when they get back. So like, we're gonna get off into the Broncos in a minute, but Dolphins best team in the league, Tua for MVP. Where we at?
Right now, I can't argue either one.
yeah,
That's the campaign I'm on right now.
I mean,
I
Tua,
can't even
Tua
be
was
mad at
basically
it.
perfect until he was basically perfect until right before he came out.
Do y'all remember where he was at this time last year, bro? We was scraping him up off the grass.
Dog,
He was throwing
that
up
man
gang
was
signs
ridiculous.
with the concussions, bro.
Hey, man. If I've always said when Tua is healthy, he's a good quarterback. I thought he was a bit undersized coming out of college, but for all the naysayers, dog, like he's
Left-handed.
a winner. Left-handed, everything that can be pitted against him has been pitted against him, dog, and he's been put in a perfect situation to have 2 of the fastest guys in the league who can take the top off of any defense. And I mean, they holding up right now. If we going with MVP, Tua got my vote.
I don't think it's no question at this
Yeah,
point, to be honest with you.
he got my vote, and
Dog.
and the thing with Tua is he's gotten better, like ball placement. The big question of arm strength. I don't know where he got this arm strength from. It showed
Don't put no rumors out there. We ain't gonna say
it
he
showed
on no
wasn't there
juice, bro.
I mean, but I will say he's not even a natural left-handed player. Like he's right-handed.
Yeah.
So I think that's had a big thing to do with the arm strength thing. So, but no, I mean he's been amazing. You got to give credit to Mike McDaniels for the play calling, the creativity.
Absolutely.
Defense still not perfect, but right now it really doesn't matter as much because you probably got to score 35 to beat them.
And that's scary to even think about.
It's just the reality of it right now.
Dog, and the crazy part about it is, dog, you can't even pick your poison with this team. Like, if you decide, hey, we're going to make sure Tyreek don't beat us. Okay, Jalen Waddle. Okay, we're going to make sure Jalen Waddle don't beat us. Okay, we're going to give it to Raheem Mostert in the backfield. Okay, Mostert not going to beat us. Okay, now it's like you can't pick one designated particular piece of this offense to say, hey, I'm going to stop this, and that's going to stop the Miami Dolphins, because that has not happened yet.
They play the Bills next week, right?
You saying a lot by saying nothing.
Yeah.
Next week they have
70 points is nuts though. Like we
Yep,
tiptoeing
they got
around the
Buffalo.
subject. 70 points is a lot for an NFL defense. They got first rounders on their team to be in a division where like it was supposed to be in the Jets and the Bills, right? The Dolphins is lapping everybody. They putting up big numbers week in and week out. But 70 points, bro, we haven't seen that in over 30 years. 70 points. They looking like Dan Marino and Marcus Dupree. What the fuck is going on, bro?
That's like the 4th most points scored, like the 3rd or 4th most points scored in NFL history.
I don't know who's
Third.
worse, the Broncos or the Bears, for real, for real.
Yeah, it was third.
The Bears didn't get 70 hung
First
up
and
on
second
them.
were 73.
They might as
and
well,
72.
hell. The game was more about Taylor Swift than it was about the Bears. The Bears fall to the Chiefs 41-10. Justin Fields has been in the news all week long. Press conference responses said he was feeling robotic by the coaching staff. You got the defensive coordinator resigning midweek, 3 games into the season, on the midst of an FBI raid of his crib. We don't really know what the allegations are going to unveil, but 9 times out of 10, when you've seen situations like this, it's never really good. Issues all across the offensive line. Chase Claypool not playing well. The defense playing like shit. I was there for the opener against the Packers. Y'all already know what that's about. But they playing the Broncos next week at the crib. Like, this is one of them games where I don't want to watch it. I don't want to go to it. I don't want to hear about it. They really
I
both
think
of
the
them
Broncos are actually favored.
I heard they favored by like 3 points.
And that's wild.
Which I don't even understand.
Now, imagine being an NFL team and you going into a week playing a team that just got blasted by 50 and they favoring that team.
No.
I wouldn't even put money on this game, bro. Like I wouldn't even.
That's the battle of the
I
bombs.
wouldn't even deal with it, bro.
Hey, not too much on them. I'm trying to be realistic. We ain't got to y'all teams yet. Chill, bro. I'm just stating the obvious.
I gotta shoot my jabs while I can.
We might have back-to-back number 1 picks.
We
might
this week, so it's all good.
49ers started out last week Thursday, taking out the Giants 30-12. The Browns rolled the Titans 27-3. Packers edge out the Saints 18-17. The Chargers, that was a pretty decent game, the tip drill game. One of the Vikings players had potentially the catch of the year off that tip drill, but they also was throwing interceptions. Kirk Cousins, the king of giving games to other teams.
You like that?
Dog. And they talking about the Jets is trying to trade for him. Justin Jefferson finally got off the ground, getting him a first touchdown. But go ahead, bro.
Zach Wilson's starting quarterback. I'm pretty much trading for a Nike Tech fleece jacket at this point.
You trade for Shane Falco, Willie Beeman.
And I was the biggest Zach Wilson fan coming out of college, but bro, it's over. It's over.
How y'all feel about the Ravens though? They did everything they could to get the game away. Gardner Minshew stepped out in the back of the end zone. The game should have been over with at that point, but they found a way to lose the game instead of winning it. With no Anthony Richardson on the other side either.
Blow it. That's what they've been doing the last.
The Ravens are who we thought they were.
I listened to that clip earlier this week.
I mean, I don't know what else you want us to say about the Ravens. Like, we can talk all we want to about Lamar Jackson and what he does for the offense, but besides Lamar Jackson, what do you have? What are you doing on offense? J.K. Dobbins being gone, that damn near crippled their offense. And that defense, shit, they playing borderline dumpster juice.
Word.
So, I mean, what do you do? It's like trying to squeeze blood out of turnip with no hands.
And they put all their eggs in the...
Wait. What you say? What type of Texas? What type of shit? You on your Shannon Sharp shit. Say that again. What is it? It's like doing what?
Trying to squeeze blood out of turnip with no hands.
Yo, G, did you understand what he just said, bro? Because I don't.
It can't be done. You can't do it. Can you squeeze blood out of turnip with no hands? No, you can't do it. I'm going to give y'all a couple of those questions a little bit. Hold on. I got my promo in.
Texas with the upset over the Jaguars, too.
I'm going to catch on eventually.
Yeah, we got to get down there. Patriots over the Jets. Seahawks over the Panthers, 37-27.
Gotta go.
Bryce Young was the number 1 pick, though, in the draft. Yeah.
I like Bryce, man. I like Bryce.
You like Bryce Young?
You by yourself on that one, bro. C.J. Stroud looking like a number 1 pick for real. After this game,
C.J. looking great.
He might
be rookie of the year for me to give somebody from Ohio State credit. So he's looking great right now.
I like the C.J. Stroud Tank Dell combination.
Word.
I think it has potential to be really, really good if they get 1 or 2 more pieces, get a decent run game about themselves, sure up that offensive line. I think they might be all right.
Detroit over Atlanta. They stayed.
Who is he throwing it to?
Who, C.J. Stroud?
Tank Dell.
Bryce.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, bro,
Like,
and you know what's crazy? I got Adam Thielen on my fantasy squad, and I had him on the bench. He went crazy.
Did y'all know that Robbie Anderson
Adam
changed his
Thielen ain't been the
name?
same.
Y'all knew he changed his name to Robbie Chosen. That's how many points the Dolphins was scoring. They was out there getting Madden creator players touchdowns at the end of the game, bro. He ain't had no gear on. He caught it with his bare hands and won like half of an armband, just doing whatever.
This is ridiculous, man. It was. I don't even understand how you could keep coming back onto the field after they kept scoring. Like, I would feel disrespected. You got to fight me, man.
Lions over the Falcons 20-6. And who am I missing? Oh, how could I forget?
Nice.
Let me cut the music off. My fault. Actually, we're gonna go live to Kodak Black, who's on the scene. Kodak, what's the word, bro?
Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on? I got my hat on.
Check.
I got my jersey on.
Double check.
I got my forces on.
Triple check.
I got my swag on. I done prayed to my Jesus. Everything, Woody.
Everything, Woody. Pastor Kelton.
Listen, man. Yeah, look, I promised myself and I promised a bunch of people that I was going to keep the same energy that I had last week when talking about my boy. Shout out to my boy Rob. I'm going to keep this energy for you. Hey, man, my Cowboys went down. It was ugly. I don't really have much to say about it. We lost 28-16 to the Arizona Cardinals. Josh Dobbs out there looking like he's actually somebody starting quarterback when he was the third option on the bench, probably working at the grocery store this time last year. It was rough, man. It was real rough, man. We realized that Dak Prescott is who we thought he was. MG said it last week. He ain't the quarterback with the arm that's going to win the game for us. He ain't clutch. And we seen what happens when we have three offensive linemen missing. It's just a lot, man. And I just don't know what to do, man. I don't know how to feel this week. I really don't know. I'm feeling bullied. But, we going to get through it. It's only one game. It's a long season. Y'all just keep it coming, man. I want y'all to keep this same energy when we get to the playoffs and we smacking asses and we busting heads and we on our way to Vegas for that Super Bowl. I just want to hear that same energy y'all had when we lost to the sorry-ass Arizona Cardinals. That's all I want. This motherfucker.
I had to be because I'm in here laughing.
Anyhow, what the fuck?
Man, that's hard. That's hard, man. Y'all know I'm emotional right now, man. Don't fuck with me, man.
What's the positive?
Hey, I was a Lions fan for most of my life. I know. I understand.
What's the positives from it, though? At least that y'all can take away from this situation.
For me, one of my biggest positives was I found out that Tony Pollard was a running back one. Despite what we want to say about his lack in size or whatever, and man still gave you a bill. So, in my opinion, with the battle line we had, he did what he had. I mean, he did his thing. He said last week, man, I'm gonna keep saying it. That don't have the kind of arm that'll go win you a football game, and we saw that in living color this past Sunday, man. In a couple of crucial situations, he missed the throw to CD for a touchdown that would have, to me, been a touchdown. Then at the end of the game, the interception, man. So he is who he says he is. So I'm just hoping that he get it together and we get our line back healthy, keep the game out of his hands, and we might be on to something.
All right, so check it out.
You're gonna have to have a really epic playoff run for y'all to make some real moves.
Joe Flacco didn't have an epic playoff run. He won a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, and Joe Flacco was throwing up Hail Marys all game, and the receivers were catching everything.
That is the truth, man.
They were catching everything during that run.
Y'all heard about the Sergio Brown situation?
We almost in year 10 of this Dak experiment. And we might have to start considering other options eventually.
Y'all heard about this Sergio Brown situation, dog?
Lace us up, big dog.
So I went to school with this dude. I had to think about it. I actually went to elementary school with bro. So there's been conflicting reports Sergio Brown was a former NFL player, um, Chicago native, Maywood. His mom turned up. It was like a homicide case, right? She turned up dead, and I guess he had his location on uh, because there's an APB out for him, a missing persons, report. But he forgot his location was on, so I guess he's in Mexico somewhere. And then once he realized that, I guess he put out a tweet or an Instagram post saying that he was cool. He realized his location was on and deleted the post. So his brother came out at a press conference, said if anybody had any information on his whereabouts, send it over to him. He pleaded with his brother, if you come on home, get in touch with us, try to figure out a way to get back over this way. But it looks like a situation where he might be on the run for murder, bro, of his mama. Allegedly, I don't want to go too crazy with it, but it's like CTE might be at the head of this situation. But it's a real nasty situation. But it's something that the NFL is obviously investigating. But we talked a little bit about this last week in terms of like these cases off the field, off the court being so prevalent in the off season, or just right in the midst of right before a season starts, with these players having these issues. Where do y'all stand on this situation? Have y'all been paying attention to it at all?
Bro, so you gotta. One of the biggest things is that like football is traumatic. Like it's a gladiator sport, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys that are suffering from this, dog, when it comes time for it to be football time again, like their bodies and mind been so conditioned as to this is what's supposed to go on. When that doesn't go on,
Right.
it starts to take them to a different place. And I think that's why you see so many like around the time of the start of the season, or once the season, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why you see it more prevalent during those times, dog. But I really think the NFL got to start taking that shit more serious, dog, because mental health is a real thing, man. We all saw the whole Javon Belcher situation out in Kansas City, man,
Right.
and different situations that have happened before that and after that, dog. Like, they really got to start investing some money and looking into that. And these players really need to take a stand, man, to try to figure out what's going on and help these former players, because I believe a lot of that shit could have been helped. It could have been prevented if those guys had the avenues to get help, and I don't think they do right now.
You used to hear before you go, MG, before you go, you used to hear horror stories about these players being on the fence about how they were handling their health insurance once they retired. Like they said,
Absolutely.
like once they got out the league, it pretty much was like no answered phone calls, no answered emails. Like you on your own. You done gave your body, you done gave your spirit, you done gave most of your life to us. And then once you're done, we just throw you out the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what job ain't like that?
What job ain't like that shit?
Well, yeah, and like what KD mentioned about it being a gladiator sport, I think too a lot of times is a lot of these guys are good at hiding what they're really going through too, because playing a gladiator sport, you're taught to be a certain way, like so they don't even know how to ask for help. Or they're just really good at, in front of everybody, they still look like everything's fine, right?
Right.
You don't really know what's going on behind the scenes and in their heads. And not just, hockey players too, because that's another super traumatic sport, combat sports. There's got to be something that the NFL can do to try to help. But the question is what? Because a lot of times stuff like this comes out of nowhere with a lot of people, with a lot of these players.
Dog, do the research. Like invest in the research, not just after. Like start making that a priority during football playing time. You know what I mean? Like even look at the whole turf injury situation. Like let's not wait until that shit get out of hand before you start looking at it, taking it serious, and actually start to implement preventive measures before somebody really like. What more do you need? You've had a number of situations, dog. Again, like let's start putting in some preemptive measures. Let's start working on
Agree.
if it's counseling that they need, if it's, you know what I'm saying, more cushion for the helmets or whatever, like whatever it is, invest that money into your product. Like your product is your players, you know what I mean? But it's become that there's so many players that are trying to get to the league and that are working themselves day in and day out to get to the league and doing this and doing that and actually getting there, that these players are becoming expendable. So like Chris said, they have a return in regard to healthcare. That shit, they don't care. So they got to start caring more about themselves.
Let's talk NBA real quick, man. We got Media Day storylines. We officially 30 days, less than 30 days away from the season. And the players that's really got the biggest storylines around him right now are the ones that were still like in trade talks. Dame Lillard, James Harden, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid. Word just came out today that the Toronto Raptors might be in talks to acquire Dame Lillard after trade talks stalled with the Miami Heat. MG, we talked about this a little bit earlier. If the Raptors are the destination for Dame, what type of package you think they could put together to even entice the Blazers to send him that way?
Almost anything better than what Miami has to offer, honestly. I think that's been the big holdup of all of this is Miami's trade offer is just not good.
Well, what were they asking for? They was asking for Bam? Was they asking for Tyler Hero? The Blazers, I mean, because obviously the Heat.
It's not even that.
Pat Riley going to try to
really
get him
like
whatever he got.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you look at it from both sides, if you're Portland and you look at Dame as like that legitimate, quote unquote, superstar franchise player, I'm not taking Tyler Hero and you know what I mean? Like Tyler Hero is the center of a trade package and like 2 first-round picks like that. And Bam is untouchable and Jimmy's untouchable. So it's kind of like, well, you don't have nothing else. You don't send me old Kyle Lowry?
Right.
Like, no, bro. Right. When I can get, well, Toronto is keeping Scotty Barnes completely off limits in any trade talks. But if you're talking Siakam and OG and a former Blazer and Gary Trent, like if you start talking about some of the young fellas they got up there in comparison, like, that Miami deal can go to hell.
I don't know if I'm
better offers.
If I'm Toronto, obviously you gotta put Siakam in the deal. Ain't this the last year of his contract, or last year of his extension? You gotta put OG in there. If not that, then if it's not Siakam, it's got to be Scotty in the deal. And if Toronto feels like they building around Scotty, they're not gonna put him in the deal.
Yeah, they ain't trading for KD. They ain't trading for Dame.
I wouldn't have mind seeing if they would have entertained Chris Middleton for Dame, sending him to Milwaukee. That might have been a surprise team for them.
If you Portland, why would you want Chris Middleton?
I mean, the money matches up. That's what I'm saying. Like, the bottom line is this, though.
He just signed a new deal and he on bad knees, bro. No.
The bottom line is this, though. They don't have to trade Dame. Number one. Number two, you're not finna get Dame back for Dame Lillard. It's not happening. If you can get another Dame Lillard in the draft through picks,
way lesser. We're talking about pennies at this point.
Oh, 1,000,000%. They getting 10 cent on the dollar. You're not gonna get Dame Lillard talent back. You're not gonna be able to recreate it through like committee. You're gonna get 4 or 5 players that's gonna equal Dame Lillard. It is what it is at this point. And on top of that, this shit done drug out so long that everybody else is on notice in the league. Like something is up in the game that this situation did not work itself out before the summer ended. So we out of the situation too. Like I'm not giving up none of my players for Dame at this point unless I got a guarantee that he's going to sign an extension the minute he steps in my gym. And 2, it's not finna cost me. I'm not finna break the bank for him either because like we all talked about, like, do we really see this as a situation where Dame is going to bring a championship to another city when he basically had the keys to Portland this entire time? He already came out and said he's not actively recruiting no players to come to Portland. He's not doing no politicking to go anywhere else but to Miami. He don't see himself playing nowhere else but in Miami. So you done painted yourself in a corner. Now the only thing that you can really do is come back healthy, ball the fuck out, and like basically take the Lamar route. Like I'm gonna bet on myself, and then at the end of that, when I show and prove what I got at the end of the season or mid-season or wherever we at, my production is gonna speak for itself, so I can command my trade to Miami instead of following suit 10 days, 10 hours, 10 minutes late after everybody else is saying, I'm going to force my way out. You waited to the 11th hour to force your way out of Portland and try to be nice about it at the same time. Like, nah, bro. It's party done. Curtains closed on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going. I don't think he end up in Miami.
I don't think he end up nowhere but in Portland for
really
real.
Don't.
Bro, if
No,
we
I
keep
think
it in the
I
stack,
think
dog, Portland has no desire to trade that man, and they really want somebody to give him the whole house before they give him up. So
And bro
he's
done ran out
probably
of
got to get
leverage. He done run out of leverage, G. All of these players that's trying to do the player empowerment move at this point, it's over with, bro. That trend is done.
Oh
the,
yeah.
the time is now for y'all to hoop,
I mean,
win a championship, and make your city marketable. You know what I'm saying? Like Trae Young will be next on the
Even
list where
if
he gonna
it's
try to force his
Toronto.
way out of some place, or Embiid, or Giannis. Like it's over with. That's over with. That forcing yourself to another team. That's a wrap, bro. And y'all know who? And y'all know who I blame for that? The Clippers.
okay.
Don't even get me
Clippers or KD?
Nah, I blame Kawhi and Paul George for that, bro.
Okay.
Don't even get me started on the
Cause they making big dog money and they barely playing, and all of the owners is on notice with that. Like I'm not about to break the bank and make somebody else another $200 million man for them to only play 60 games, 50 games. It devalues the regular season, and everybody keeps saying like the players are pushing for a shorter season, but we're trying to make the season more marketable. Silver just put this mid-season tournament situation into effect now. Oh, well, we're gonna give a team $1 million. Like, what's $1 million to these players? Nothing, bro.
These young players,
Steven Jackson posed the question. I'm gonna pose it to y'all. He posed a question earlier this week. Would you rather make $100 million with no rings at the end of your career, or would you rather make $50 million and get 1 or 2 rings? Which one is more important?
Ooh. So this is I can understand both. I can understand both sides of that coin.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm gonna say the ring because it's more about legacy. Most people are probably gonna say the money because hell, who wouldn't want $100 million? But for me, I want the legacy of that ring. Like anytime they talk NBA champions, they gonna have to talk about like my name is in that conversation. Like
Any
my name is
documentaries that come
there.
out, they're gonna have to come to holler
About
at me about it. Whenever they do a
any
30
type of
for
Oh,
30,
bro, especially if
there
you're
you
the
go.
best player on a championship
the
team.
popularity and
That
the
means
fame is
something.
gonna outweigh your career at the end of the day. Charles Barkley said all the time. He said, "I played 16 years in the NBA. I've been on TV for over 20 years, bro. Making more money on TV
Yeah.
critiquing basketball than actually flying from city to city, putting my body through these strains, all these growing pains with these teams and the frustrations and the this and the that. I would rather have the 50 and give me a back-to-back championship somewhere. So now, like, it ain't just about my career, it's about my longevity. Now I can do autograph signings. Now I can do memorabilia. Now when they want to roll my old ass out there, all right, this is the team from the 2020s and the 2025s and the this and the that. I got free tickets to all these basketball games. They buying me dinners in every city, especially if I was, man, I tell you, I'll put it like this, bro.
You don't think they gonna do that if you the $100 million man?
With no championships, would you rather be Dame Lillard or would you rather be Robert Horry, bro?
Are you serious?
I'm dead
Is that a real
Yeah, but that's
question?
different though, because Robert Horry never had that kind of popularity. Like,
Bro, you think
it ain't
I'm
the
in?
same.
Check it out. I'm in Vegas right now, bro. Do you think Robert Horry not getting comp chips every time he comes to Las Vegas, bro?
Do you think Dame Lillard is even going in that place without them giving him whatever he want before he get there?
I don't know, G. Dame Lillard still
Come
got to
on.
buy
Yeah,
his
we gonna
own
compare. We
cars.
gotta compare players that are on the same like kind of
Yeah,
stature.
you got
Do
to give me
you?
somebody with
Do
a
we?
Like,
Do
yes,
we?
absolutely,
Do we?
absolutely.
yeah.
You just
I
gave
take
me
Robert Horry career over
I'm
Dame.
not about to get
no.
Horry
The
credit for. I'm not
only
about to
reason
get
why
Robert Horry credit for riding the proverbial
I take
bandwagon
it.
on these
I
championship
take it.
teams.
only reason why I'm
I'm
gonna take
not
Robert
doing it.
Horry's career because he got to play with the Dream and Drexler and all them guys down in Houston. He got to play with Tim Duncan, Manu, Avery Johnson, all them guys down in San Antonio, and then he got to play with Kobe and them on the Lakers. That's the only reason why I would take his career.
Exactly.
If you take away those
But you
championships,
can't.
I'm just saying,
That
dog.
money gonna
Like,
be spent. You can't take them rings away. You can't take the footage away.
uh,
No, but
I'll
I
be
mean, I
Robert
think
Horry
part
for
of it
y'all.
too is the mentality too, though, because like I wouldn't be satisfied as being known as the dude who got carried to all them championships. But that's the competitiveness. Like that's why I want the rings over the money. Like give me the rings, but I also want to be like a top dog winning those rings.
Absolutely. I don't want to just be
win.
somebody on the bench.
I want to be the man.
What? Y'all don't want to be Matt Geiger? Shit, y'all
No.
want to be
No.
No.
No. Do not. Absolutely do not.
But and on top of that, though, I think the thing that gets overlooked when it comes to the rings and why a lot of people take the money is because it's extremely difficult to win championships as the best player on a team.
Yeah.
When you look back through the history of the NBA, most of those championships are won, as far as best players on championship teams, most of them are by like the top 20 players in the league of all time, right? Like MJ, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, like Kobe, like LeBron, like a lot of Russell, like a lot of these championships were won by like a very small group of people. So it is very difficult to break into that group.
Gun to y'all head before we move to the quick hits. Yes or no? That's all I need from y'all. Do y'all think Kobe was a selfish player? Looking back on
it?
Yes.
All right. I thought I was gonna be alone by myself.
Needed to be.
I thought I was gonna be alone.
Name me one great that wasn't.
Bron.
It doesn't work unless you are.
Are you serious? Did you say Bron?
You gotta be selfish.
He got a spotty track record. Being selfish in some of those instances would have probably been better, more beneficial.
Let me ask you this question.
Bron is
one
a
player
narcissist,
that LeBron
His
has
selfishness
made
shows
better.
in a different way.
Name one player he's made better.
Hero.
I love LeBron James. I love him to death. But I do not believe
made nobody
that
better.
LeBron makes your team better because of him.
I give you Anthony Davis. He made Anthony Davis better.
Absolutely not. Anthony Davis was a killer
Anthony
in
Davis
New Orleans.
in New Orleans before he quit was a savage.
He wasn't sniffing no type of success before he got with Bron.
You crazy.
No, but again, that goes to Bron's talent being the one that carries.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that he made him better.
Bron ain't there. AD ain't capable of carrying that team when Bron not there.
What?
And then he didn't make AD better. He put AD
is
in
the
better
same
situation.
player. He's always been the same defender. Offensively,
don't shoot, Sheriff.
Under Bron.
Don't
His
shoot.
bag
Don't
has gotten
shoot.
smaller.
Hands up. Don't shoot. I just wanted to get y'all opinion.
I'm just saying,
man.
bro. Bron don't make no. He don't make nobody.
I don't know about this 3-man set. Y'all be stomping me out. Y'all be jumping me, man.
Hey, don't look at it
This
like
supposed to
that,
be about
brother.
the show. This supposed to be a 3-man weave. Y'all motherfuckers looking me off. I'm calling for the ball wide open at the elbow. Y'all like, man, what?
Hey, man, I'm afraid you're going to get... This is Kobe and Jordan. No, I'm just...
All right, let's get off into these quick hits. Let's talk about the ladies for a second. NBA awards, WNBA awards have been announced. We're recording this Monday night. Tuesday, they're supposed to be announcing the MVP. It's a little bit of controversy. Keep it locked. We'll see what's going on. But congrats. I'm gonna get the AI applause going. Shout out to Asia Wilson winning back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards. Stephanie White, first-year coach of the Connecticut Sun, Coach of the Year. Satu Sabli, you already know about it, KD, representing the Dallas Wings. Most improved player. Aaliyah Boston taking home Rookie of the Year awards. Shout out to the ladies that made the All-W first and second teams. I was gonna say shout outs to later. I guess I could, but yeah, the big thing is the MVP on Tuesday is gonna be between Breanna Stewart and Asia Wilson. I'm out here right now on site at Michelob Ultra in Vegas. Let me tell y'all, Asia Wilson is my MVP. Seeing her night in, night out, up close, seeing her on League Pass. Vegas Aces be scraping these motherfuckers every night. They play like the Harlem Globetrotters. They breaking all the Becky Hammond records from when she was a franchise player for the Stars, and now the Las Vegas Aces. It ain't even close to me. After New York just got paintbrushed at the crib.
By Connecticut.
You feel me? By Connecticut, who was just in the finals last year playing the Aces at this point. So we'll see how it shakes down tomorrow, but if I had a vote, it would be for Asia Wilson.
Can we talk about how good Asia Wilson is?
Holla at me.
Dog, this lady has won at the highest level. Like, she's won a championship on every level. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not only has she won a championship on every level, she's been an MVP at every level, dog. That's not something that many people can say, bro.
And a gold medalist on top of all that.
And a gold and an MVP up. Come on, man. Let's stop playing with this. Let's stop playing on Asia Wilson's name. Both sides of the floor. She's doing it on
both
you beat me to it.
And that's the impressive part to me, because the men in the women's side, you don't see that often, where somebody is that good on both ends of the floor.
Game two.
I mean, you're talking multiple DPOYs, possibly multiple MVPs after Tuesday, champion, winner on every level, setting records, and as a lefty.
With the left.
As a
Like, come
lefty,
on.
bro.
Shout out
As
to
a
the lefties for
lefty.
sure.
Shoot the jumper, hit the mid range, and get shifty with you in the post. Footwork crazy.
And fit game ain't
Yeah,
bad.
she
She
do got
stay
crazy
coming with the
footwork.
bags too now.
Yes, sir. I see. They're expensive.
She kind of like female David Robinson to me. Like, she dog on both sides, man. Like,
Yes, sir. Big and fundamental.
Y'all know the
Bro,
TikTok.
she got
Y'all
the-
know about the TikTok trick though for these tickets. My shorty been trying to get me to stand out in the lobby to try to get these Usher tickets next month because you know he coming back for his residency. I'm like, I'm not having it. I'm not standing out there like you know how the guys used to, not the guys, not my guys, but how you would see guys outside the club trying to figure out who all finna kick in for the table before they go into the booth. Only to find out like, yeah, the table 5,000 and y'all ain't got 5,000, so they all like, all right, well, we just gonna stand on the regular floor. Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. But apparently somebody blew up the spot. Ticketmaster is not going for that where you just wait until the last minute and then you finna get tickets at 60% discount. They got rid of all of that in case y'all think that was finna work. So any of these sporting events, football games, concerts, festivals, whatever, nah, bro, we need all of that with interest. The pandemic
They
hit
ain't giving
everybody's
them
pockets hard.
nothing. They don't want us to
and
have
they
nothing,
cracking
do
down
they?
on the they cracking down on ticket.
That's what y'all
resales,
get for putting all y'all business out there on TikTok. Y'all ain't never heard of keeping it low, bro. That's not how it's supposed to go.
too. Yep.
Relax.
They treating it like PayPal,
Relax.
like PayPal and Cash App and Venmo now, bro.
Yeah,
Everything
exactly.
over 600,
Chill.
they done messed up the game.
You heard? Y'all fucking the game up for all of y'all messing up the church's money, bro.
Hey man, look.
Messed up the game.
I ain't even gonna tell you how mad about it I am. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
What
But
you had on the? You was
you
finna
know-
go somewhere before the year was out?
man, you know my birthday is in 2 weeks, man, and we playing the 49ers in San Fran. So you know I was gonna try to wait. I already bought the flight and shit. I was gonna wait last minute to try to jump on something, but
Hold up. Kodak.
Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. Boy, what the fuck is going
What's going
on?
on? I'm going with my jersey on, with my hat on, with my swag on.
I done
was
prayed to
going
my
that shit like-
Jesus.
I done prayed to my Jesus. What the fuck,
Everything,
you feel
Wody.
me? That's how I feel, bro. That's how I was gonna be feeling. But man, it's kind of looking like that might not be the move because who ain't gonna pay the mortgage on some tickets is me.
And we would have got away with it too if it wasn't for the meddling fucking kids. You feel me?
They know how to ruin everything, don't they?
I'm gonna give y'all a rundown in the game show next week. I promise. We're gonna go straight to the shout outs before we get out of here, man. MG, you up first, bro. Who you shouting out this week?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Dion, Colorado,
Word.
Shador, and the boys, man. We still riding with them, bro.
Straight up and down.
I ain't gonna get into details about all the other stuff that happened this past weekend, but we still riding with them because it's bigger than football. Way bigger than football.
I just got a phone call today. I might be reporting next week from Boulder, Colorado.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
USC.
If you don't understand how or why it's bigger than football, then it just ain't for you.
It just ain't for you, man.
It's much bigger
Yeah,
than
I understand.
it's just
Facts,
much bigger than that.
understand.
So I'm gonna give a shout out to them. I'm gonna give a shout out to the players in the NFL, bro. Like we've been getting hit with some injuries pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Diggs in practice. Chubb, who thank God is not as bad as they had hoped.
Right.
Facts.
Definite shout out to Nick Chubb on that one. So yeah, and just the players, man, because football's a rough sport, bro. And what they put their bodies through for the sake of winning and for the sake of our entertainment, I appreciate them.
Straight up.
I appreciate them. So I'm gonna give a shout out to them, and then yeah, man. Just shout out to the homies, man. You know, AD, Chris, obviously we here. We got the great energy. great flow at this point. I'm really liking what we got right now.
Y'all got to stop freezing me out on these 3-man weaves too, man. Pass the fucking ball, man.
What
Hey
you
man, stop
mean,
telling
bro?
us. You
Fucking
gotta be.
ball.
You gotta take the
I'm back here
shot.
clapping for the shit. Got my hands out.
Hey, y'all gonna have y'all moment. It's
I'm
always that
fucking with
one
you,
player
man.
every season
I'm
that
fucking
I
with you,
start
bro.
hating on, and everybody gonna be looking at me sideways. Like,
I've been
how
thirsty
you
to
hate
pod.
him?
I've been thirsty
You
to pod this
watch.
week. We did so good last week. I'm like, damn, it's been a week already. It seemed like longer than a week.
Bruh, facts. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
1,000% facts.
KD, who you got for shout outs, bro?
Hey man, for me, man, I know last week we didn't get to do a lot of WNBA, if any, man. But big shout out to the Dallas Wings, man. I know we down 1-0 against the best team in the WNBA right now, the Las Vegas Aces. But my girl Rike, Satu, most improved player, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ladies go down there and do your thing. We're gonna be watching from home, man. Big shout out to the WNBA and everything they got going, man. Uh, Big shout out to the Cowboys, man. Damn what y'all talking about, man. We still America's team, man. I got something special for y'all next week when we win.
We know.
Chris gonna cue it
Already
up
got it
for me.
queued
Chris,
up.
I know you ready for it. I can't wait to get it up on these boys, man. A big shout out to them, man. And of course, always, man, shout out to the homies. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know what we got going. It's about to be something bigger than anything we can imagine, fellas. So just hold on and let's ride, man.
1,000,000%. Shout out to National Daughter Day. I want to send my love to the podcast princess Dion. I love you with everything in me. Thank you, baby, for being you. Thank you for making me your champion. I appreciate you. I'm gonna show you through this lifetime and in the next. Shout out to Usher, man. It just got announced it's official. Usher has signed on to be the halftime performer at the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Big things agwan sin. He been trying to end his residency in Vegas for about 2 years now, and they said, "Nah, we're gonna keep the money coming a little bit longer, big dog. He comfortable out here." So, shout out to Usher. I'm anticipating an amazing performance. This might be Fergie's redemption because you know they're gonna do that "Oh My God" song, and you know how she did at the All-Star game a couple years ago. If you don't, you feel me? You've been living under a rock. But this might be her return to glory. You feel me?
Hey, Usher got to break out the roller. He got to break out the roller.
The roller skates in Vegas.
I seen him the other day. I seen the TikTok video the other day, boy. Usher he was killing it on them skates. Now hold on, now it'd be something different for the halftime show. Go real Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Features about to go crazy for halftime.
Oh, for sure. With the album dropping too, it's on and busting. Couple somber shout outs. Keep y'all prayers up. Hearts and minds, prayers and thoughts to Crazy Bone. Word came out that he had an emergency surgery from a medical condition that he had. Apparently he was coughing up blood real bad, so much so that he's now on a breathing machine. He was in a coma after the surgery. So praying for one of the hip-hop greats, Crazy Bone, is in the hospital. So y'all send that energy to him and his family. Also, the actor that played Lotto in 8 Mile, the one that went up against Eminem, that kind of like gave him the business in that second round, but right before he played Papa Doc. Lotto passed away. Man, rest in peace to Lotto. Like I said, hearts and minds, prayers and thoughts out to him and his family as well. I hate to end it on that. Like I said, my brother, my partner CJ from I Ain't Going Show, we love you, bro. Prayers up for you and your family.
Big prayer, big dog.
This one here is for you, big dog. Daryl holding it down. Make sure y'all tune into the I Ain't Going Show. They everywhere that we at, too. Everywhere that podcast live. Shout out to my brother Terry Roseland, FC Network. They on tour doing their thing. They just was in St. Louis. They bodied it. They're going to be in New York City this weekend. If you're in New York, hit up City Winery. Check them out. Tickets are still on sale, but they're going fast. Make sure you get them. And no, the TikTok hack is not going to save you. Get out there and spend some money. I'm going to end it with my weirdo shit from the week. First off, here's a press conference from South Carolina football. Check it out.
Of being a running back. How well would you say you've picked up the nuances of being a running back? Do you like to stick it up inside? Do you like to take it outside? I mean, how would you describe yourself as a running back?
I'm a smooth guy, man. I adjusted to this very well. I've adjusted pretty well. I feel natural at it.
How well would you?
That's crazy. Did y'all hear Dame Lillard on It Is What It Is with Cam and Mace?
Bro, what the
Did
hell
you?
was
Did you?
that?
Did
Bruh,
y'all hear
this
Dame
last
Lillard?
week been crazy because Richard Sherman did the same. Like Richard Sherman had a moment too the other day. He's like, pause. Like, what?
Check out Dame on Cam and
Be
Mace.
confident. Where does that confident, that faith come from?
I mean, I would say it comes from just the environment I grew up in. I grew up with a lot of cousins, aggressive neighborhood where it was always competition, whether that was racing pole to pole.
Hey, yo, that's
that
crazy.
Racing pole.
Whoa.
I was trying to be cool about
I knew that was coming, man. My fault. My fault.
I was going to
Wow.
let it slide, but I was just a little bit. The thing about it is he knew it himself.
When I said it, I was like, oh, that he for sure gonna get it now.
Nobody's safe on that show, bro.
Wow.
Bro, Cam and Mace literally sit around plotting, waiting to be able to say, "Whoa, pause, that's crazy." Like,
So this is my last shout out, and this obviously qualifies as weirdo shit of the week. I'm about to send y'all a picture to the group chat before I read the description of this picture, and I want y'all to look at it real closely, and then I want y'all to think about what I'm about to say to y'all. So hold tight. Y'all should get a picture coming through right about now. Let me know when y'all get it. Let me know when y'all get this picture so I can read this. Yeah. What? Y'all hear the reaction? Okay. Check it out.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
boom.
so- hey,
I knew
that's
you would
so-
know this because this home cooking for you, MG. So check it out.
Yeah.
The picture that I just sent to the Hitmen is a mugshot of Tim Allen, Tim the Tool Man Taylor, Buzz Lightyear, Santa Claus at the Kalamazoo, Michigan Sheriff's Department. So check out this description. This is from the Voltown Instagram page. So, quote, this is a mugshot of Tim Allen after attempting to sell over 650 grams of cocaine to an undercover police officer, Michael Pfeiffer, in 1978. When Tim handed Officer Piper the half kilo for the sale, Pfeiffer put a gun to his face. Michigan just passed a life sentence law for possession of over 650 grams. So this is during the white boy Rick days, right? Like right during the 80s, right? So boom, check it out. Tim became a drug dealer in college to get by, gradually increasing the amount of weight he sold after graduating. Tim's operation was growing fast, which prompted an investigation that was spearheaded by undercover police officer Michael Pfeiffer. Tim was expected to receive $42,000 for the key. Once he was processing the system, Tim immediately cooperated with the feds and helped create 20 indictments on those he sold drugs with. Tim Allen would only end up serving 2 years and 4 months out of his 3 to 7 year sentence. When asked about his time in prison, Tim said, quote, "When I went to jail, reality hit so hard that it took my breath away, took my stance away, took my strength away. I was put in a holding cell with 20 other guys. We had the crap in the same crapper in the middle of the room, and I just told myself, I can't do this for 7.5 years. I want to kill myself." Tim would find inspiration from this experience to propel him to a comedy career, and it helped him get out. The rest is history. Buzz Lightyear was the plug. Tim the Tool Man Taylor was out here serving keys, bro.
Wow.
Then he turned into the real Buzz Lightyear.
And turned into the real Buzz Lightyear.
Wow, bro.
I don't have words.
Hey, man,
Tool
that's wild.
Man
That's a
really
Kalamazoo,
had that
man.
word.
This nigga was on TV talking
Hey,
about,
That's Kalamazoo, brothers. That's the zoo, bro.
Wow. That's my
Tool
weirdo.
Man
That's my
had
weirdo
that
shit for the week.
word.
I'm gonna post this on the Instagram page. Y'all can catch it on the Hitmen Instagram page. But before we get out of here, one more time for the folk in the back that's hard of hearing. We everywhere that podcasts live. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Make sure y'all check us out in the mailbag. The Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Y'all know the socials already, right? Do anything you set your mind to. Make sure y'all tap back in with us next week. We got some fresh heat rock for your veins. Put the word out on the street. We back up. And last but certainly not least, don't ever forget in your life, Playboy,
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
Damn straight.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
92. Michael Strahan. We in the books. Holla at y'all next week.
Center.